Hi, everyone. We're doing number 25 today, right now. 25, Sunday, February 20th, 2022, in defense of a clear mind. Hi, everyone. In Journal 20, I talked about my current writing structure. Once upon a time, when I was much less talented and far more confident in my writing, I wrote with alcohol and edited sober. It's a cliche, drunken drafts than clear-minded revisions, but it's a deserved cliche. Alcohol works, usually, but it's awfully finicky. And that's part of what I don't like about it. Allow me to reproduce an email that I sent my friend Fred on April 11th, 2020. You're drinking? Unless you mean something else by EDOH, why would you put alcohol in your mouth? Coffee? Definitely. Tea? Yes. Nut juice? I'm sorry, cashew milk or whatever? Sure. But alcohol? Students occasionally give me a bottle. On those same occasions, I give those bottles to other people. I do keep a few in stock. Wine, whiskey, and waraji, in case I find myself playing host to members of the drinking class. But other than that, I don't get the appeal. Fitzgerald might have lived a happier life of better writing had he swapped the gin for cannabis. On the topic of gin, I bought a bottle of Plymouth in Florida last May. It had probably been a year since I last had alcohol and figured I'd give it another shot. That was the last shot I took. It was not a swish. The whole experience of drinking is unpleasant to me now. I don't even care for the taste of it anymore. It really is all about the sensation it gives you. Euphoria is delicious. Alcohol itself isn't, and it always ends badly. Cannabis, as a guest, sneaks away in the night without saying goodbye. You just wake up to find the house as you left it, bed made neatly, a thank you card on the hutch. Alcohol isn't so delicate. When it decides to leave, it does so violently. It balls up its fists and slugs you in the gut and the face. And it wasn't even that good a company to begin with. You didn't really learn anything from it. It was just loud. The sort of friend who never grew up, the type who continues to think pratfalls are hysterical. So why would you keep inviting it over? Well, I remember having a good time with it 20 years ago is not a good reason. Like most college relationships, this is one we should age out of if we hope to do that aging with dignity. Cannabis, by comparison, is the reflective friend. It's an early morning atom. It's quiet on the sofa, occasionally offering up a profundity. Sure, it disappoints you sometimes, but man, most encounters, you're reminded of the reason you love him so much. Adam and cannabis both. That was the email. Fred is an old friend, a physician in Oregon. Adam is his son, who, as I type this, is a student at Columbia. None of that matters. What matters is that I used to use alcohol for my writing days, and I still believe there's value in inebriation. You think in novel ways. We all have countless thoughts hiding inside of us, thoughts that would never emerge from their hiding places while their host is sober. It's as if they're afraid of your clear mind. They're too ashamed to present themselves to your Puritan sensibilities. But as soon as you're inebriated, they lose all fear of your judgment. Creativity becomes the easiest game of hide and seek ever played. When I used to seduce my creativity with alcohol, it allowed me to type a lot of sentences, but it prevented me from focusing on any one sentence longer than it took to type it. If alcohol was my drug for writing, Tylenol was my drug for revision. With THC, I'm able to do novelty and revision simultaneously, but I can only revise the novel sentences. I can't force myself to toil over existing work. It's as though THC alchemizes discipline to create its effects. And in the end, discipline is all that matters. So I have come to value clear-mindedness as a sort of ergogenic mindset of its own. Thought of the morning, a clear-minded fasting morning, meal list for 12 hours so far, 24 to go. So when I wrote that, I referenced my writing structure. I think it was Journal 20, I think I said. And I would have, my structure changes based on what my life is doing. What does my daily routine look like? My structure change. Just because I wrote my structure one time doesn't mean for the rest of my life, until I'm dead, I adhere to that rigid, scaffolding of whatever. But I did used to use fasting once a week to sort of reset my. That was Sundays. Today's a Tuesday as I'm recording this. Okay, that's it. I hope. Let's say you're using alcohol as your drug or whatever as your drug for creative engendering. I hope, in the words of Christopher Hitchens, I hope you get more out of your drug, out of alcohol or whatever it is, than it gets out of you. And that's all I have for today. Okay, bye, everyone.